today I had this thought, right? And let me know what your thoughts are. Something like we pick our friends, right? But I've noticed, and let me know how you feel, real life situations kind of weed them out, filter them through, control or delete, something like that. What's your thoughts on that, Kiana?
I think real life situations do control alt delete, but I think real life situations also bring people into your life.
Okay. Okay. I know for me going throughout the journey, a lot of times I thought I was choosing based on interests, common likes, maybe even, familiarity, right? But when it comes to the real turmoil of life, trials and tribulations, sometimes those ain't the people that you can call on, especially if they too wrapped up in what they got going on. You really get like a revelation, the fact that they're not the most reliable or dependable. And I noticed with the trials and tribulations, you start gravitating more to those that are checking up on you or showing interest that they care. And sometimes it's not always the ideal people that you would have thought it would have been.
I gotta agree with that. I wouldn't have thought me and you was gonna be friends.
I know, right? I remember when I first met you.
I know, right?
I remember when I first met Kiana, it was just like she was to herself. She was a hard worker. We met at the workplace, right? So to herself, hard worker, and just kept her head down. Like, I'm in here doing what I need to do. Don't bother me, right? And literally, it's like, how do I, get through that shell? Like, what I gotta do? It was like a nut trying to grab a squirrel. Squirrel trying to grab a nut. I don't know.
Not the squirrel. Okay, so yeah, very much to myself, but I think as I began to move along in a company, that's kind of where you and I kind of definitely connected. And then life trials, tribulations, us helping each other out with our kids and stuff like that. And then it was periods of time though where we didn't speak at all, but when we did talk, we kind of picked up where we left off. It was never one of those situations where like you had too much going on,
right?
We're not rocking XYZ, which is amazing. But I think too, like some of the things that I recently went through kind of brought us, I'm not even going to say closer because we always had a really close bond, but I feel like it just brought us to a point where like we spoke more,
right?
And then had heavier conversations,
right?
And then for me, it's one of those things where like Jay is one of my best friends, so that type of situation,
right? And so I'm laughing, y'all, because see, the apple ain't always greener on the other side. You don't always see what's going on, but there's a lot of foolishness going on behind the scenes, And sometimes in life, you don't realize how much foolishness is going on behind the scenes. I'm hoping that y'all don't see it pop up. I'm hoping. But it goes back to the unexpected. Like, I remember when we wasn't talking, Kiana, and did a great job. I remember when we wasn't talking, and I used to be like, "Dag, like, wait a minute, like, are we still connected? Like, is my girl still my girl?" And it's because I'm thinking that you needed a certain amount of input, right, to get something out of it. But again, life situations will show you if you built that connection and it's a strong foundation in the beginning. You don't always gotta have that everyday touch base, or you don't always gotta have that, oh, I'm hanging out with you every weekend, to get the best outcome from a person,
So let's like pivot from you and I. Like, what about your friends outside of me? You like somebody that you may have connected with from maybe a crazy situation, or just, I mean, it could be anything. Like, what do you?
So I know some of my base connections came from the church house. Okay. And I know those connections, it's kind of like you have a sisterhood that's like, we always going to be sisters, but then at the same time, you find them kind of falling away because they still gravitate to what's familiar or what common interest is for them. And so you find yourself growing up and maturing in life and going through experiences. And I've learned that, especially because I put myself in positions where I was experiencing things a lot faster than others, having a baby young, getting married at 19, that sometimes people can't relate, or they don't even know how to be there for you. That's true. So when you have that type of disconnection, sometimes people by default, not intentionally, they kind of fall away. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm still in my partying world, you trying to be mama to 6 kids.
So that's another thing though. So we sometimes our friend groups change based on what we had going on in life, which is crazy. I know, like, my best friend, we met in the workplace also. However, I was her superior, and her mom passed away.
Wow.
And I was her superior, and she just called me on some, like, hey, like, I need you to come here now. Like, I just found my mom. And of course, you know, me being me, like, I stopped, drop, and roll. Like, I'm at work. I'm like, oh, all right. I leave and, you know, go to support her. And I was there supporting her as her superior, not as her friend. And that's grown to us being best friends. And she used to always be like, you my best friend, you my best friend. And if you know me, like, I don't call too many people best friends. I'm not going to say too much. I ain't putting too many titles on anything. But, you know, just a few years ago, she was just like, yo, like, you real life, like, stop, drop, and roll when I need you the most. Like, you never know how much that means to somebody else. But you also don't realize what it formulates. You get what I'm saying? Like, so since then, like, we've been rocking. But also life situations, will also dismiss people
Absolutely.
from your life.
Absolutely. It could be from growth. Like, sometimes the more you go up in the ladder, people get jealous, that people get envious. People don't understand that you don't know what I had to go through to be here.
That part.
And then on the other flip side, sometimes, you know, when you acquire or you get connected to certain individuals, you never know who behind the scenes always wanted that person you was with.
That's the part. That's the part. That's the part.
Sometimes
we probably shouldn't even have one of them.
Yeah.
If we keep it at 100.
And if they only knew, you know, if they only knew I saved you from a headache.
That part.
You know, but sometimes you lose people because of the connections that you have, right? And all in all, you got to pivot, because it's like, okay, these things happen. What do we do with that? You know, I chose you as a friend, and then the situation happened, and you're not there. How do I get through that?
Yeah. Or what about some of those friends that you've always been there for, but then when you need someone, they can't be there for you? And it's not maybe that they can't. It could be that they chose not to be there for you for whatever reason. One being maybe they were a little envious of what you had going on or not have going on. And that also would then make you kind of sit back and think like, dang, like, I've really been there for that person, and when I needed them the most, you know, they couldn't come through to just sit beside me, hear me out, answer the phone or whatever. So I've had situations where I've kind of been where, like, I kind of look like, dang, like, are we friends for what I can do for you, or are we truly friends because at that one time I needed you, I could, you know, I wasn't given the same thing that I was, you know, I gave you.
Right.
So it's a lot, like, friendships, relationships, like, it's a lot.
So when you think of friendships, what is a friend to you?
So I don't have a real definition of a friend. And I know that's crazy. It looks different depending on who you're dealing with and what period of life you're in, like what part of your journey you're on, what season you're in. When I was younger, I feel like I've always felt like a friend is loyal. I don't care what age you are. I feel like a friend is loyal. But now I would say the way I looked at a friend 15 years ago is completely different now. Like, before, my friends was like, yo, like, let's go hit this beach up. Let's go hit this club up. Let's go do X, Y, Z. Now, a friend to me is someone who is helping me become a better person. In all different ways, whether it's through conversation, whether it's through us, you know, reading a book together, whether it's like whatever it is that person can help me with as far as growing, and whatever I can help them with. A lot of times I look at that as someone who is a friend, someone you can have a bond with, someone who's 100. Don't not be 100 with me, because I'm definitely out. So I can't say I have a real definition. I can say that someone that I call a friend has certain characteristics, but those characteristics can change based on who the person is.
Right. And just to add to that, I think the key part to a friend, because again, we have a lot of people that we associate with, but a friend is going to be there without the conditions of me be able to satisfy them in every way, right? Yeah. Sometimes we fall short because we're humans, right?
Right, absolutely.
But I definitely think the friend is there for the longevity. They have the intentions of whatever I can do, like you said, in the betterment of you, and to take it a step further, also, of course, just keeping it real with you. If I see that you're falling short, I'm gonna pull you up and let you know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent. I think for me, in my journey, I think a friend is someone that just, for one, shows compassion.
That part, grace.
Grace. Let me be transparent and real without you always trying to redirect me and correct me in what you think I should have did.
Yeah.
Because we get that a lot. But hear me out. You know what I'm saying? Hear me out. Allow me to express whatever that is, that area is, and then allow me to be my authentic self. And then, of course, you come in and let me know that you got my back, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, hold me accountable, right?
Absolutely.
I don't want nobody that's gonna leave me out there stinking. Listen,
why stinking, Jay?
Cause just stinking. Like if I'm stinking, cause ultimately nobody likes to be funky. So you leave me out there stinking. That's a problem.
It is definitely a problem. And they are not your friend.
They're not your friend.
They are not your friend. But friendship isn't always either. It's not a give and take situation, and a lot of times either. It's one of those things where, like you said, like when I was younger, I definitely looked at it like, dang, they're not there for me. But now that I'm older, sometimes people can't be there for you because they're dealing with or fighting a whole bunch of battles that you don't even know anything about. And being there for you doesn't have to be physical, like at all by any means. Like me and you have real conversations, and by the time I get off of the phone, sometimes I'm like, okay, I feel so much better. Like I'm good. I don't need you to take this trip. I'm good. We done talked it out now. No problem. And I'm gonna take your advice because it's at times you don't be wanting to take nobody's advice, or at least I don't. But I'm better with that now.
Right.
But I think a friend is someone who's definitely loyal and there for you and will hold you accountable and will be truthful with you.
Right.
For sure. Those are for me, those are qualities that I look for in somebody. But I'm not just calling anybody my friend.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I will say that I feel like sometimes we have a vision of what things will look like. The people that we chose. I remember I used to always want to have a girl group of 9 people, like the girls trip. I don't know. Odd number. 9. 10 just seemed too complete.
7's odd.
That is. But, and that's so a good number too. 7 days a week. But, I wanted this girl group, and it's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, it's about I want the quality over the quantity.
Right. No, absolutely. I know. I'll say for me, like, I'm surrounded by a lot of females. Like, if you know me, you know I'm surrounded by a lot of females, which is completely different for me. And we'll get into that at another time. But I will say I can say, like, those are true friends. Which is amazing because for me, like, I'm not calling too many people my friends, but it's special, it's different, and that's what's important. Like you shouldn't have, or most people don't have the same relationship with each one of their friends.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with it if they do. It's just not typical.
Right.
At all. Like I don't have the same relationship with you as I have with my other friends. But at the end of the day, neither one of you are any less of a friend to me.
Right.
So I think relationship is like the core of a friendship.
Absolutely. And that's why, I think the pivotal point in who is a friend, who gets that deserving title, is like someone who actually has shown that you don't got to be here every day. You don't got to call me every day. But do you know enough about me? Do you know when you don't hear from me that 6-month delay, there's something wrong?
So what is my silence saying?
Yeah.
Because I know, me and you could go a minute and I know you're, like, for the most part, you're okay. If you're melting, you definitely going to call, like, girl, I'm sliding down the wall, and vice versa. Like, or if I shoot you that text at 6 a.m, like, you calling, like, you already know what's up. But then you have some friends who their silence speaks. And sometimes you have to be like, girl, I'm about to come knock on your door.
Yep, you gotta pull them out.
I'm about to pull up. Like, what's up? So a friend is also paying attention.
Yes.
To you,
absolutely.
Your actions or your their lack thereof actions, so that they can be that for you.
Absolutely.
I think that's really important.
That's it. I think that's the key part of it. Because think about it. Compared to associate, they don't even have access to get to know you like that. Whereas a true friend, you have given them that access, that vulnerability, that intimate moment. So now they can really identify you for who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
Absolutely.
So I will say at this bigger age, because I ain't gonna say the big age. At this bigger age, we are, I guess, at a place. I know I am, and I know you are too. Just at a place where we're choosing the people that we associate with or who's in our lives every day very carefully. Some friends can be toxic, a whole nother topic, but for where we are in our life, like, peace is important, you know, just being able to, and mental health is crazy, right? Like, so you have to find people who bring you peace and who bring you joy and who are there for you and who you can lean on when you need them the most. Or someone that's just like, hey, like, let's just let our hair down and have a good time. And it could be nothing wrong. Like, you don't need that friend for something being wrong. It's just, yo, let's just go have a good time. And life be life, and sometimes we don't get to do that.
Right.
But when you know you do have those friends that you can call on for those times, like, it's really important, and it's a blessing, because there's some people out here who don't have anybody.
Exactly. Thank you for being my friend, Kiana.
Same here, Jazz. I appreciate you. Because y'all, Jazz is a good friend. Like, she is really a good friend.
You ain't gotta lie, Craig.
And then, because I would tell them people, like, first off, I wouldn't even be sitting on this couch with her because I don't do that. So if Jazz wasn't a good friend, I don't. And it's about the aura, and it's about what you bring. Like, if my spirit don't sit well with you, I'm not dealing with you.
That discernment. You gotta have that discernment.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with you, so you won't even ever be able to get the chance to say that we are friends, because like, my body tells me a lot about people. And I listen to my body, so if I feel that a person is off, I may not know why, but I just will choose not to deal with you. And I hope if anybody ever gets that feeling about me, you go on and exit left.
Absolutely. Listen, it's called our womanly intuition.
That part.
It be on point.
And you have to listen to it.
It be on point.
And we don't sometimes.
It be on point.
Friendships, relationships, situationships. We don't be out here listening.
Listen, I remember Pocahontas. That tree said, "Listen to your heart. You will understand." What was that? The willow tree?
I don't know.
That Pocahontas tree. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Honey, the tree was singing. Look it up, though. The tree was singing. The leaves was everything was swaying. Yeah, listen to your heart.
I've heard that, but I don't know the reference.
She gonna learn tonight, y'all. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
And if y'all don't, that's okay.
Oh man,
because how deaf you I real life don't even know. That's crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. But
I will say, at the end of the day, again, it's an honor to be able to have a real friend, a true friend, and let alone a best friend. That's a blessing, you know. But all in all, we just wanted to share this with you guys to let you know, if you need a friend, you can find a friend in us. You can always find a friend in Jesus. Just want to let y'all know that. But
you can choose your friends.
You can choose
like, it is
friends.
okay to choose your friends. And sometimes life will choose your friends for you.
Absolutely.
Meaning things that you go through, trials, tribulations, or you could just be at a very happy place in your life, be at an empowerment event or whatever, connect with somebody. Like, don't be afraid to talk to new people. You don't know what they could bring, and that could blossom a very great friendship.
It's funny you said that, because in my mind I was going to say, and don't be resistant. That is dope.
Yeah, because y'all
don't be afraid and don't be resistant to the natural gravitational pull of what the universe and what is cultivating towards you. That was dope.
But don't be afraid to choose wisely either, because if it's not for you, it's not for you, and you have to accept it and move forward. So sometimes ending a friendship is something that we have to do, but also be open to gaining those new friendships as well.
Absolutely. Even at this big age.
At this big age.
Sometimes I don't feel like I got time.
Girl, you never had time.
No, got no time for fake rhymes. But as long as we put ourselves in a place to be open-minded, you never know what you can learn and what you can get out of someone and how they can help elevate you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and then professionally.
Absolutely.
I think that's the biggest thing too.
That's very big.
Yeah.
That's very big.
Networking
and having people that can be honest with you like that is so important. Like, I will say that anyone who I call my true friend right now, I have taken something from them personally, professionally, spiritually, mentally, literally. I have, and I'm not saying that they are perfect. I'm not saying that they are completely healed, whole, or whatever, but I will say, one, I trust that they won't tell me anything crazy, even if they're still working on their own journey. That's number one. But number two, I trust that they're going to be honest with me no matter what, even if they are going through something. I think that's super important.
Absolutely. Well, I will say, to wrap things up, again, we choose our friends, like Kiana said. We think we choose them, but life is going to shape, mend, prune, and kind of shred some of those individuals that we thought was best for us. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we wanna ultimately end up with what's supposed to be. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and just let it be what it's going to be. And the good thing is, we're just encouraging each and every one of you to go through the process. That's it.
That's it.
Go through the process.
That's all we can do.
Absolutely.
Be positive, optimistic, open-minded, true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, you cannot be true to anybody else in any way, shape, or form. That's definitely what I want to leave you with. We all have to get there, but not being true to yourself, true with yourself, will not get you those true people that you need in your life.
And setting those boundaries that are necessary.
That part.
Yeah.
Don't come to my door.
Don't come to you. I'm about to get out her house right now.
No, she's not.
The subtle threats.
No, she's not. She knows she's welcome. However, no,
everybody's not welcome, no.
No.
Especially into your heart.
That part.
You know, because I know
people's spirits be all.
They do. They be
all.
They do. I noticed that I love to like gravitate to people like, what can I do? And that's nice. But there's boundaries. There's layers. You know. So Kiana's taught me.
And don't give so much of yourself that you're taking away from you and what you need. But that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, that's
a whole different topic.
That's good. Well, Flawlessly Mended is here. We are trying to help the people who are broken become whole, and like ourselves, you know, take those pieces and make some sense out of it, because life has a way of throwing you curveballs. So again, we thought we picked our friends, thought we chose them well, put them through a vetting system, and some of them still came out on the wrong side. Some of them.
And we were in some way, shape, or form probably the wrong people for some others.
I ain't for you. Or you, but I'm for you. I'm for all of you. For all of you.
This is the foolishness.
In different seasons.
That's the part. That's the part. That's the part right there. That's the part.
And it's okay. And that's what you got to learn.
That's the part. You said a word right there. Right before we end, honey, she just said this good word. Yo. Clearly, she's the energetic one.
We love you, and we definitely look forward to come at you with the realness again and again and again and you know.
Again.
Thank you.
I'm so the laid back one.
Thank you. Balance.
Definitely. The balance.